Anthropic just released something called Claude Tag, and this is basically a way to use Claude directly inside of Slack with your entire team. Think of this like a multiplayer way to interact with Claude inside of Slack. Anthropic even went ahead and said that the product team is using this 65% of the time when they're using Claude across their entire department. So in this video, I'm going to break down everything new in this release, talk about my key takeaways from their release article, as well as I'm going to show it to you live in action so you could see how it works. And then we're going to talk about who has access to this starting today. So without further ado, let's dive right into this. They actually released this article here like they do whenever they release a new product, but I went ahead and broke it down for you guys in a bite-sized way so you could see what our main takeaways are from this. All right, so let's dive right into this. Anthropic went ahead and said, we see Claude Tag as the beginning of an evolution of Claude Code and makes the model even more proactive and works better with a full team. Tagging at Claude is now one of the main ways we get things done at Anthropic. Today, 65% of our product team's code is created by our internal version of Claude Tag, which is pretty crazy if you guys think about it. The people building Claude in Claude Code are using this 65% of the time now because they've had this for the past couple of months. So think of this as like Claude code that's built for your entire team that you could trigger directly inside of Slack without you needing to go to the Claude desktop app or needing to go to an IDE like Cursor or even the terminal to use Claude code. Then they go on to say that we're launching Claude Tag on Slack since it's a natural home for collaborative work between teams and AI. And it's where most of Anthropic's day-to-day work already happens. Right now, it's available in beta for Claude Enterprise and Team customers, so you do have to be on either the Teams or the Enterprise plan in order to access this, which I went ahead and paid for it so I could show it to you guys if you aren't Enterprise or Team users. Then they go on to say, our goal is to expand where it's available more widely so that teams can tag at Claude in the many other places they work. And this is one of the main points that I want to hammer home from this release. This is kind of laying the foundation for us to use Claude basically anywhere that we're working, whether that is Slack, Gmail, our specific CRMs that we're using, basically all these different places where we interact with our team, they're planning to roll out at Claude, or I guess you'd call it the Claude Tag feature that they're calling it. So again, as of right now, it's only live on Slack, but imagine this when you have this on, Microsoft Teams or Claude Codes, your support ticket software, and even on Gmail. And now we're just using this Claude Tag as the central hub where we're able to interact with all these things. Next, they said that if you've worked with Claude Code or Cowork before, Claude Tag will feel very familiar. We simply just have to tag at Claude with a request in simple terms, and it'll break down tasks into stages and then work through them in turn using the tools it has access to. And again, this is another key point here. Not only are we interacting with this like a chatbot and asking specific questions and Claude gives us an output, but it's using the tools that we have already pre-configured Claude to connect to, and it's pulling information from those different sources. Now, if you're not already familiar, we could connect Claude to any of the apps that we use on a day-to-day basis. So whether that's Gmail, our HubSpot CRM, Airtable, Spotify, all these different applications. So we can now pull data from there directly inside of Slack without us having to go to these apps in particular. And if there is an app you want to connect to that you don't see directly inside of Claude, you could always use something like the Zapier MCP, which is something I use every single day, which is basically a bridge between your AI and 9,000 different plus apps that Zapier integrates with. You can simply create an MCP server here, even if you're non-technical, connect the different apps you use like Buffer or Beehive that don't have pre-existing connectors inside of the Claude app, and then you just simply click connect, add to Claude, and then now Zapier is connected so we could actually pull from these different apps. And the more apps that we connect Claude to, the more powerful it's going to be in order for it to go and get our work done for us. And then they go on to say that once it's done, it'll respond in a Slack thread with what it's created. All right, so moving on to kind of the overarching concept of this Claude Tag release, Claude is now multiplayer. Within a given Slack channel, there's one Claude that interacts with everybody in that channel. This means that anyone can see what it's working on and you pick up the conversation from where the last person left off. This makes Claude very different from working within a single chat or a single task. It's much more like interacting collaboratively with a teammate. So this feels like this is more of like a second brain that your entire team can use. One of the cool things that I've noticed since I've been playing around with this, and I'll show it to you live in action later on in the video, is that you could tell it to like summarize an entire thread of things that you missed while you were gone, and it will give you a bite-sized breakdown on all of the key things that you missed, things that are, urgent that you need to get back to, a specific message you might have missed. And for me, when I use Slack personally, things get hidden in all these different threads I didn't even know got started. And now that everybody can use this Claude directly inside of your Slack on your team, this can be pretty powerful. And here is a great visual to break this down a little bit more for you if you're having trouble following along. So Claude is multiplayer, and we get one Claude per channel that we actually grant access to, and then everybody shares it that's inside of that channel. So before, we actually had a Claude directly inside of Slack that we could plug in, but this was basically just going back and forth with you and Claude. Instead of you needing to go to the Claude desktop app or Claude.ai, you're able just to chat with it right there, but that was not nearly as capable as this new Claude Tag feature. So now with Claude Tag, we have this Slack channel called Product Launch with all of our different team members here. We have Sam, we have Devin, we have Maya, we have Priya. And now we all have access to this kind of second brain here, which is Claude Tag. All right, so next up, it's saying that as Claude follows along with its channel, it builds more context about the work. This means that the users don't need to explain things from scratch over and over again. This is pretty cool. I'm excited to see this actually in practice. And they even went on to mention that Claude can even automatically learn from other Slack channels and data sources only if it's granted permission. Now, this right here is probably the coolest feature. Claude is able to take initiative, and they're calling this the Ambient mode. And the TLDR of this is that Claude will proactively keep you updated about whatever it thinks you might need to know. It'll flag relevant information from across the channels it's in and the tools it's connected to. So when I hear this, I think of something like OpenClaw, where that was kind of the first time we ever saw cron jobs in practice and more of a consumer tool, where it was able to go and say, hey, Brock, you just got an urgent email, or hey, Brock, I see all of your competitors are making videos about this topic. You should go ahead and do the same. And since it takes initiative, I don't need to basically send a message to Claude and have it go do a thing. It just does it automatically when it feels it needs to. So again, here's kind of a diagram visually explaining this. It's able to watch through these different projects. So imagine we have Project X, Team Sync, and Design Review as different Slack channels. And not only that, but it also has the tools it's connected to via Claude that I talked about earlier. Since Claude can always be watching, it will keep you posted on what we need to know. It will flag specific things that matters, and it will be able to actually go and chase loose ends for us. Now, a perfect example of this in practice is this for customer support. So imagine that we give Claude access to our Gmail account, which is used for our customer support. And let's say that there's a couple of emails we get where a customer says they can't log into our application, for example. Claude will be able to spot this because it has access to this email right here. Then it will be able to go and alert the right people. And what I mean by alerting the right people is it can go and start a thread inside of the customer support Slack channel in order to flag that with the customer support team, but it can also go ahead and flag this with the engineering team as well, so they could go and be proactive and actually try to fix this issue. And Claude's basically the middleman here, so you don't need somebody who's actively searching in your Gmail to then go and spot this and then alert these different channels inside of Slack. This is just one example that I thought of that could be pretty cool in practice, but I'm really interested to see other use cases of this. Next, Anthropic said that @Claude works asynchronistically. Set Claude a task and you could focus on your other priorities while it works. Very similar to, if we've ever used Claude Cowork or Claude Code, that is nothing new. And it says it could even schedule tasks for itself, pursuing a project autonomously over hours or days. That sounds obviously pretty promising, but I want to see this in practice because something tells me that that might not be as capable as they're making it sound right now. They went on to say that we now spend much of our time delegating tasks to many Claudes in parallel, which over time, this is going to be more and more how we work. Instead of us going and doing a thing, it's us delegating that task to our agent, which is now Claude Tag. All right, so now let's talk about privacy and how this actually works. What context does this have, etc.? Because this is something when I originally heard about this release, I thought this was promising, but then privacy instantly became one of the things that I was concerned about. So what they're saying is that we've designed Claude Tag with teams and organizations in mind. Claude's access to sensitive data and task-specific tools can be tightly controlled. To get up and running, system administrators specify which tools and information the model should have access to and which channels. Think of this like creating separate Claude identities for different uses. Everything, including its memories, will stay scoped to the channels defined by the administrators. For example, a model set up for sales work won't pass on memories to one set up for engineering. So whatever department or Slack channel we add this Claude tag to, it's only going to have information and context within that channel. So that way you don't like cross-pollinate between your different organizations inside of your company, which you obviously would not want that to be the case. Once permissions are set, everyone can begin tagging right away, and administrators can set limits for token spend. So this is kind of interesting. This is something that obviously over time maybe become an issue if there's certain people or certain channels that maybe just spam this for some reason. At least we know that we have the ability to control how much not only organizations and channels are able to use this, but also individual users as well. All right, so I dug even deeper into the privacy and I want to break this down here because this is pretty important. So Anthropic says, in addition to credentials, admins also define repository access, connectors, which is really big, the tools and API keys that Claude uses to do its job. And across an organization, different API keys can connect to the same service at different permission levels. I believe this means that each individual user can configure their own API keys for the applications they're using. So that way the admin doesn't, necessarily have to pay for all of this. I'm not too sure. This is something that I'm not fully in the know of, and I don't want to speak, incorrectly here. And skills and plugins, this is really big. So apparently we can run our specific skills that we have in plugins, but then the question becomes, does the admin supply the skills and you could only use those, or could each individual use the skills that they've crafted? I'd probably assume that the admin has to configure it, and it's not just going to allow all individual users to run their skills, across this Slack channel, but I could be wrong. All right, so let's go ahead and set this up now. First of all, there will be a link to this in the description to access this page here. And again, you do have to be on either the team or the enterprise plan for Claude. So I'm going to click add to Slack. And from here, we need to configure which workspace we want it to have access to. So I'm going to click AI Accelerator. And then we could also manage the permissions here. So go through and make sure you're only granting access to certain permissions that you actually want it to have. I'm just going to go ahead and click allow. It says Claude is installed. So now I need to open up Slack. Now what we need to do is come over to admin inside of Slack. So click this little gear icon. And then from here, we're going to go down to apps and workflows. So right here, it looks like I actually have Claude added. And if I come back to Slack, I just basically go to any channel that I want to add Claude to and just do @Claude. You could see that it's not in the channel, but if I click this, send that off, Slackbot is going to ask if I want to add them. So let's just click add. And we're going to go ahead and do that for all of our different channels we want to have access to. Now here it gives me a message basically breaking down how it works. Here's how I collect and process context. When you mention me in a thread, I automatically read recent messages in that thread to understand the conversation context. I can access and analyze files shared in the conversation when you mention me. I only process messages in threads where I'm explicitly mentioned. Your conversations are private and accessible. I do not retain or train on your Slack conversations. So very interesting. All right, so I just gave it a really simple, message here. I just said @Claude, how are you doing? It showed that cool little icon showing that it was working. And from here, it shows that I actually need to select a repository that it could work inside of. So let me go ahead and select one of my repos. All right, so I asked Claude, how are you doing? Can you pull my last emails from this morning I have not replied to? And for this use case, I already had Gmail pre-configured inside of my Claude account. So I was able to pull information from that connector that I had. And so I went and pulled 2 emails that I need to reply to. So this is pretty cool using this in practice. And of course, this is inside of a new Slack channel because I don't want to show one of the Slack channels inside of my company because there is some private information there. But as a Slack channel's context builds up, I could see how this could be pretty powerful since it then has general knowledge on all of that information. All right, so I personally don't have many use cases I could show right now, again, because I don't want to show sensitive company information, but these are some examples that Anthropic gives us. So let me just go through a couple of these examples. So you could see right here that Elena used @Claude and basically said, what are the top enterprise accounts by spend the last 7 and 28 days? Claude then went and pulled information from BigQuery, which is the application they're using. And then it actually gave a breakdown here. As you could see, it shows all of this ranked along with, the amount of spend over 7 and 28 days. And on top of that, it even sent a PNG that it went and generated. That's pretty cool, breaking this down with this cool graph here. Next, this is a pretty simple one. Camilla just tagged it and said, I'm meeting Acme at 2. What do I need to know? And it went and pulled from her calendar, basically breaking down everything that I needed to know in terms of how to prep for that meeting. Nathan sent off a message saying, watch this channel, triage what comes in and work through the backlog. Tag me only when something needs my call. So Claude is using the agent to automatically survey this. Looks like there was like a checkout error here that Datadog flagged inside of the Slack channel. And then the Claude agent automatically pinged Nathan because this needs his attention. So you can see how powerful this is when we have this monitoring our specific Slack channels and tagging relevant people. So there we have it. That's the new Claude tag that was just released by Anthropic. If you guys got some value from this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel. I cover AI for non-techies. With that being said, I don't want to take any more of your time. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.